We all have a what if that we are too scared to try. What if I made videos on YouTube? What if I had approached that one person that I had a crush on in high school? What if I changed my career? Well, welcome to Book Club, where in today's mini episode, I'm gonna break down Who Moved My Cheese by Dr. Spencer Johnson. This book tells a parable that you can apply directly to your own life to stop fearing what's ahead and instead thrive in an environment of change and uncertainty. It's a story about two little people and two mice in a maze searching for cheese, where each character represents a different attitude towards change and cheese represents success. If you find this book interesting, you can always buy it or gift it with the link in the description. Lesson 1. Stop thinking and start chasing your cheese. Sniff and Scurry are two mice that are placed in the maze, and they spend all their time running around up and down the corridors of the maze looking for cheese. They turn a corner and run to the end, see if there's any cheese, and if not, they just come all the way back. That's the pattern, and while it seems unstructured and mindless, it actually saves them a lot of time and energy. Hem and Haw are the two little people who spend their time in the maze looking for cheese, and they think finding the cheese will make them feel happy and successful. But because of their complex brains, they think a lot about how they can find the cheese fastest, what strategy will work best, what finding the cheese will feel like, and when they'll actually find it. And of course, they also wonder if there's any cheese in the maze at all every time they turn a corner. According to Dr. Johnson, life is the same. Every minute you spend wondering what success looks like, how to get it, whether it's possible, and how you'll feel in the future is a minute not spent working towards it. Sure, humans are complicated beings living in a complicated world, but we don't have to make everything complicated. The idea is to be more like a mouse and just start running. An actionable advice here is to think about the worst case scenario once. If you tried YouTube, for example, the worst that could happen is nobody watches your videos, you feel kind of embarrassed in front of your friends and family, and you later realize it's not for you. But these reasons shouldn't be bothersome enough for you to delay launching your channel just because you want to optimize your chances of success. Just dive in and figure it out on the way. Similarly, instead of pondering whether you'll find my channel helpful, just hit subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, and at worst you'll realize that my channel is not for you, in which case you can always unsub. Lesson 2. Even the biggest cheese doesn't last forever. After mindlessly roaming around and trying a bunch of new things, Sniff and Scurry finally find a big stash of cheese in some corner of the maze. Now, even though they enjoyed snacking a bit of it every day, they still kept roaming around. The amount of cheese kept declining, slowly but steadily, every single day. Once they were about to run out, they had already mapped out a lot of the maze, and soon found another huge chunk of cheese in some other corner. On the other hand, when Hem and Haw found a big chunk of cheese, they instead just settled there and grew accustomed to it. The cheese soon became the center of their lives, as they thought it was the fair reward for all their hard work. And they had completely moved on from the exploratory phase. One morning, they woke up only to find that somebody had moved the cheese. This left Hem and Haw sad, depressed, in denial, and as if they were treated unfairly. Instead of venturing out to find new cheese, they kept returning to the same place where they found the first piece of cheese. They grew ever hungrier and weaker, but they thought that the strategy had worked once, so it should work again, right? But the thing is, no supply of cheese can last forever. Change is always bound to happen sooner or later. Instead of fooling yourself that things will stay the same forever, keep an eye out for change. Once you successfully apply lesson 1, just keep going. You never know how long your YouTube channel may flourish, so try out Instagram, try out Twitch. Keep exploring to keep up with the changes. Lesson 3. There's always new cheese to be found. The best part about cheese isn't that once you've found it, you're settled. It's that there's always more cheese to be found. Haw eventually got sick of sitting around and he decided to go look for cheese by himself. Once he started moving, the situation instantly got better. Yes, he just found a few small bits of cheese here and there at first, but this was a lot better than doing nothing and being paralyzed by fear. The thing about fear, according to Dr. Johnson, is that after having the courage to move on despite your fears once, fear's grip on you will never be as strong as it used to be. Haw realized that the accumulated fears in his mind were worse than even the biggest challenges that he would face now. Full of confidence, he kept exploring the maze until he eventually found Sniff and Scurry at the location of the new cheese, and the three of them happily shared the new cheese that they had found. In all, this book is written in a very cute, accessible way, and it's a pretty short one. It's almost a fable, but for adults, and that's what makes it unique. To recap, thinking too much about your cheese might paralyze you, so just start looking. Nothing lasts forever, so keep your eyes open for approaching changes. And you can always find new cheese. The minute you start moving forward, things will get better.